So I've been thinking about cultural appropriation a little bit for the past couple of years because this is one of the like left wing ideologies or whatever. And I didn't want to dismiss it right away. I wanted to give it a little bit of a chance, hear what people had to say, because right away I was like, what? And then I try to like research what the fuck this meant, because they're saying like if you're part of a different culture and you're trying to use something that a different culture has, that's cultural appropriation. No, that's fucking incorrect. That's stupid, because that's just sharing your culture. That's part of the melting pot and mixing bowl, salad bowl, or whatever the fuck, as my recent college teachers have been saying, of the United States. To say that because I'm part of a different culture that I can't be a part of that makes no fucking sense. And that's the bastardization of cultural appropriation, I believe. Like, because some of the videos I've seen online were like a white kid with dreadlocks being harassed by some black kids, saying, well, dreadlocks originated in Africa, you can't wear them because you're not black. That's fucking stupid. It's a hairstyle. Anybody can wear a hairstyle. That's like saying, well, golf was originally a white people sport, black people can't play golf. That's fucking pretty much the same thing that you're saying. Or, black people culturally appropriated the NFL, because before there was nothing but white players, but now it's like mostly black players. That's fucking stupid. Just like how black people say, well, black people started rock and roll and now it's nothing but white people. So, that's just how it is, I'm sorry. That's just how the world works sometimes. Maybe white people like rock and roll more than black people. Maybe black people like the NFL or are better at the NFL compared to white people. That's not cultural appropriation. But some people try to make that cultural appropriation. That's completely incorrect. So then I started thinking, is there any legitimate cases of cultural appropriation? Is this just made up, or is this real somewhere? Then I started thinking, like, I think Christianity and like Catholicism, a lot of these religions, Judaism has kind of been culturally appropriated in Europe and definitely the US. Because I've tried to talk about Jewish people here and there on some of my political videos, and people outside of the US are like, don't you like consider Jewish people like kind of Middle Eastern, brown skin and all that stuff like that? And I'm like, no. In the US, Jewish people are just like another type of white people. They're even mixed with the people with red hair and stuff, red curly hair. To say that they're like Middle Eastern, that didn't really equate. And then when you look at Jesus, the sketchings of Jesus now, this like some fucking white hippie dude, when in reality Jesus was from the fucking Middle East 2,000 years ago. He was a Middle Eastern dude. He didn't look like that. He had some curly black hair. They even said in the Bible he had hair like sheep's wool or whatever, or not, and skin of bronze, I believe they said. So they actually like listed the fucking colors in the Bible, and they're like, well, no, he was a white dude or whatever. Yeah, so I think that right there is a legitimate case of cultural appropriation. Saying like, oh, I like Japanese culture, so I want to wear a yukata. That is not cultural appropriation. You're allowed to do that. Japanese people encourage that. A lot of cultures encourage people to experience their culture. That's the whole thing. I love my culture. Let me share it with you. You want to be part of my culture? Saying, be part of your culture. I'm going to be part of my culture. Stay in your lane. That is not cultural appropriation. That is pretty much like racism and stuff. And the fact that left-wing people started talking about this blew my fucking mind. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on cultural appropriation. If you think I'm wrong, feel free to leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Let's have a little conversation. We can have a civil conversation. We don't have to yell back and forth. And you can also leave a comment if you want me to talk about a specific American topic in a future video. And maybe I will. I don't know. But I have a ton of topics that I have in my phone listed. So many topics, so little time. But that's pretty much it, I guess. See you guys later.